Hello and welcome to the 48th and most specialist episode of Liquor and Lyrics, the musical history podcast that's drinking our way through musical history and looking back at some of the wrongest or just plain aged badliest lyrics of all time. Joining me, Nick, it's a man who is to New Year what a Jules Holland show filmed 4 months in advance is to New Year. It's Dan. Hello.
Hello. What would you be a specialist in? You use the word specialist there.
Failure.
Well, Happy New Year. So, good luck
I don't know what
the
cunnilingus.
No, failure.
Can you be a
No, that's
specialist?
correct.
Imagine you
you
did that
can't be.
mastermind.
No,
Imagine
somebody
imagine
can
you
be,
went on,
but
you went on
can't be.
mastermind and went, "What's your specialist subject?" Well, I just love fingering. Isn't that what we meant for the questions?
No, but imagine if they went, okay, and then they like, threw some proper hardcore fingering questions out, and you look really silly.
But I want a practical exam, or an oral exam, like in French.
I've started, so I've finished, doesn't it? I don't know what you'd be a specialist. No, you said failure, so we'll stick with that. So there you go.
For the questions, though, I'd go for the Manchester music scene, but that's not as boring. That's not as fun as failure, is it?
I'd rather you said failure. That, in a way, that is failure. So...
Almost failure when I come home with a trophy, mate. Come home with, like I live with you.
From a very specialist pub quiz from a pub in Manchester. But yes, it is New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve. Crack out your champagne and count in the new year with us. Well, I hope you're not doing it with us. That is bleak. But maybe it's 1 a.m. and you've cracked us on in your drunken haze as you fall asleep. Although, if you go in bed at 1 a.m. on New Year's Eve, it hasn't gone well either, has it? So I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to be upbeat here, but it's not my natural state. So good luck for the year ahead. But yeah, we're doing a very special episode, as we said last week, where we're going through lines of songs that we aren't able to do because the full songs don't provide us with enough content. But those lines of and within themselves are awful, funny, terrible, wicked.
Wicked in a good way, or
Now I've just been paid to plug the
That's
musical
totally wicked,
Ariana
man.
Grande's people. Last week I was being paid to plug Elf from 2002, but this year I've got the more relevant revenue stream of plugging Ariana Grande hit musical turn to screen Wicked. But before we get into, because you don't know the lyrics, that's part of the fun tonight, isn't it? You don't know the lyrics that I've selected, so
I've made a
you'll get
conscious
to,
decision
hail
to
them.
not know the lyrics.
I don't know if you'll even have heard some of them before, so that's interesting. Before we do that, should we talk about what drinks we brought to New Year's Eve? Because it is New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve, and I've
It is
gone
New
very
Year's
New
Eve.
Year's Eve. Very New Year's Eve.
Alcohol. Alcohol.
Is it half a can of stale lager dribbling down your piss-soaked jeans as the hootenanny ends? Is that what you've gone for, Nick? Okay.
That was my first choice.
I'm not keeping it
and
true to
then-
life then.
And then I had a rush round just before we started recording, and I thought, no, let's go all out. Let's forget the pissy beer. I am on. I'd probably go as far as to say it's the king of the cocktail. I'd say I've gone for a Long Island iced tea, Dan, because
King of...
New Year, you want as much alcohol as you can possibly get in one glass. Because
Mhm.
it's always busy. If you're out somewhere, it's busy. So you go into the bar and you can't carry several drinks back because your friends won't come up to the bar and help you because you made your bed and you've got to lie in it. Sorry,
Mhm.
just something took over me there. That's
Clearly.
trauma taking over me. So yeah, it's gin, vodka, tequila, rum, and triple sec with Coke, bit of lime and ice. What more can I ask for? Possibly, apart from, I was going to do myself a zombie, which is like 4 different types of rum. But I didn't have any pineapple juice, and I didn't have a blowtorch, or know what to do with the blowtorch. So I settled on a Long Island iced tea. Nothing's getting set on
Nice.
fire here. Bloody lovely. I might have another one in a minute.
I didn't realise men drank them. Mind you,
Well,
use
they
the word
do, baby.
use the word men loosely when I'm talking
Yeah,
to you.
but it's got a normal cocktail
I
name.
didn't realise
It's
boys
not
drank
like-
them.
For men, the list of cocktails you can drink is very. If you're
No,
like,
I'm fine. I've had one. Yeah.
if you've got any
I'm
social
joking.
anxiety, you can't go asking for like a slow, comfortable gang rape or whatever they're called. I don't.
Oh,
think
I
that's a
do.
thing.
You know, I'm a very anxious person, but I love ordering any. I'm fine with it. The line of
You know which
I'll have
cocktail I
two
don't
porn
like
stars meet,
ordering?
and I'll carry the porn stars back past all the men watching Pints.
And then you
And
go
I'll
and get
go,
the drinks, right? Hey!
Hey, woo,
It's New Year, baby. It's
yeah.
whiskey. I don't like going up to order a woo woo. That's the one cocktail I refuse to order. No matter how much I like it, I will not go and stand at a bar and say, "Can I have a woo woo, please?"
Yeah, I don't think I like them either that much.
I
So.
ordered a woo woo and they brought an ambulance out. Woo.
Way. Well, what a good year
Family
it's been.
friendly.
Yes. Well, and what are your plans for this evening, Nick? As it's New Year's Eve.
Drinking, bit of crying, probably a
Standard.
bit more drinking, some more crying, maybe a bit of sick.
This just
And
sounds
just
the same
go
as all of
cry
your Tuesdays, Nick.
for
What?
extra drinking.
What?
There's extra
Oh,
drinking.
okay. The extra drinking on there. Okay, that's,
Yeah.
that's fair.
And
That's
the
good.
being sick, that's not a usual thing. That's just a once a year
Mm.
treat. Technically, it's twice a year because I do it both
The
at
rest.
the start and end.
The rest of us being sick, watching you. But yes, it is. It is. That's the drinks. But we don't have any information tonight because it's all individual lines, isn't it? I'll reveal the artist and the track name and the year, obviously, when we do the lyric. But other than that, and I'm not doing information for each song. That would be absolutely
Yeah, all
ludicrous.
night.
I know it'll be midnight before you know it.
It'll be 2025 by the time we finished.
It will be. It will be. Shall we jump into the lyrics then? Oh, I haven't told you what I'm drinking. So I've sort of fell back in love with a drink that I didn't have for years. That I've decided I'm going to be drinking on New Year's Eve at my rock and roll bingo event. I'm going to be drinking Jack Daniels and Dr Pepper because I think I've discovered that I've remembered that that's much better than JD and Coke, despite JD and Coke being the most famous one. Dr Pepper and bourbon is insanely good. So, but my main fear is that does every bar have Dr Pepper behind the tap?
No.
You used to work in a bar, did they not?
No.
If not, then
No,
I'll have
we
to
did
just.
not. I had to bring my own in.
But yeah, so I'm drinking that tonight, JD and Dr Pepper,
Good,
in
that's a good
anticipation
choice.
of the drink that I'll be drinking on the evening, hopefully.
Well, it is the evening, Dan. Don't break the illusion.
Yeah,
Jules Holland's coming around in a minute doing Old Lang Syne. Don't ruin this for him. Look at his little face.
Anything to stop him doing a squeeze song.
Please like, rate, review, and follow to help push us up the charts. Get in touch with us at any of the links in the episode description or email liquorandlyrics@gmail.com.
So, shall we get into the lyrics then? The first lyric of this evening that I presented for you is one that you'll be expecting. We'll get that one out of the way. It's from a 2008 Kaiser Chiefs hit, Never Miss a Beat. And the lyric is, what do you want for tea? I want crisps.
I mean, we should tell people this is the genesis of the idea for this podcast. It started with that, and it's taken us 48 episodes to.
Well, there was never
get
enough. I haven't really got a lot to say about it, apart from, I mean, what an awful line it is. And how old is he at this point? Because it seems like a very childlike thing to be. What do you want for tea? I want crisps. No,
Well,
you're not having crisps. Don't ask me then.
The song famously decries the kids on the street. So, was that an epidemic in the mid 2000s? Like youngsters wanting to, when the government were trying
Kaiser
to
Chiefs have
bring
required
in...
a lot of epidemics, haven't they? Sort of condom related ones, crisp related ones,
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Were they in Wuhan around March 2020? That's the question I want to be answered. But I think at this point, this is the point where they were looking at like having to get a license for porn because kids were dead reliant on it and thinking it was all real and stuff. That was a thing that came up around this point. And do you reckon that figured into like the Kaiser Chiefs decision making when they were writing this? Like, the kids nowadays, what do they love? Like porn? It's like no, too easy, Ricky. You go spin around in your chair, mate.
Go back to the early 90s. I don't think even when I was a kid, right? I think I knew a clear distinction between, like, if my mum shouted, "What do you want for a snack?" I'd say, "Crisps." Yeah. If she said, "What do you want for tea?" I'd say something that I actually want for tea. I think
sausage and mash.
Yeah,
choc ice.
Turkey dinosaurs. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that was last week.
But I wouldn't be shouting crisps. And if you were, what? I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what flavour of crisps you'd be going for. BT.
Well, I'll tell you
crisps,
the flavour, and I will tell you the brand of crisps. It would be salt and vinegar, and it would be Discos, Dan.
Good crisp. Good crisp.
We've officially jumped the shark. happened.
Well, we just had to get this lyric out of the way. It annoys me beyond belief. It's a shit lyric in a shit song, and we can move on with our lives to the proper lyrics that I've prepared. If that's
We
okay with
never
you.
have to discuss that ever again now.
No. And I just saying, I don't even think kids want crisps for tea. I think they want crisps for snacks. Plenty of nice things you can have for tea.
I remember when I was a kid and we'd have had tea and they'd say, "Oh, what are you having for afters?" And then there'd be like a yogurt or some biscuits or something. But once I wanted to have crisps for my afters. And my mum was like, "No, crisps aren't a dessert. You can't have crisps for dessert." And then when I got my own place when I was 19, first thing I did, made myself sausage mash and beans. And then
Mm-hmm.
I had a bag of crisps for my afters. And it was really bleak.
So,
Really, really
was it
horrible.
wasn't good? No.
I was
Not
like,
as good as
no,
you think.
yeah,
There's a reason they tell you that, isn't there?
yeah.
All right,
It's
all
like,
along.
all the other stuff about doing your own shopping for the first time and all that. It's great. You can just go and buy whatever treats you want. But that was a bridge too far, the crisps for afters.
Plus, as someone that grew up on a council estate, it is depressing because when hard times are up, a chip shop dinner would literally be a packet of salt and vinegar crisps, packet of prawn crisps to represent the fish, and a packet of Golden Wonder chip shop curry flavour crisps. So that was dinner. And they went, well, enjoy your chippy tea. And I go, thanks.
Did not expect us to go there then.
No, you got to remember this is sometimes exerting energy of 13 wanks a day. I need sustenance, protein. I'm just eating crisps. So that's the one. We just got to get that out of the way. That's been the monkey on our back for a long time. The next line that I prepared for you, Nick, is a song called UOENO from 2013 by Rocco featuring Rick Ross. And the lyric is, I put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I went home and enjoyed that. She ain't even know it.
I mean, before we even get on to the, let's face it, sexual assault, that's,
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think there's anything to
There's no way
I
around
think
that.
that's
There's no
what
way
that is.
around that, though.
Before we get onto that, I'm assuming Molly is the drug more commonly known as MDMA, and it's not just him
Yes.
like with a woman called Molly and like dipping her pubes into the drink or something. Can we clear that up first?
Yeah. For some reason, I find the thought of that more abhorrent than the date rape.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite right.
I could probably stomach date raping someone, but to drink a drink that's just had pubes in it, oof, God no. I've got some class.
That's why I don't drink him with a
Dignity.
spoons anymore.
Yeah, bold move to openly admit that he's date raped someone. Straight out there in the song. It was a bold move by Rocco or Rick Ross. I'll put it past either of them, to be honest. Although he says, I went home and enjoyed that. So is she there or not? Does he...
He's just wanking over the thought
what-
of her.
yeah.
Going, "Ugh." She
Yeah,
used to be
'cause he
horny
says-
with someone else right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he like a cuckold date rapist? Because I put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I went home and enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. So it's like he likes to slip it in the drink, but then he enjoys the thought of one of his mates fucking her at home.
Sounds
He's
alright.
just not doing it himself. He's just fantasizing.
she got
He's
over
like the
the friend.
facilitator. He's like the sort of middleman of the date rape. He's the fixer, like in the like Mr. Wolf in in Pulp Fiction. Like, oh my god, how are we gonna date rape someone? It's all right, I know a guy. I'll be there in 10. That'd be a concoction of weird fetishes, wouldn't it? That'd be like a sort of because the cuckold is one fetish, the date rape is one fetish. Not often do the two meet, I imagine, in terms of fetishes. How many fetishes do fetishes ever double up? Do people ever have multiple fetishes? You never hear anyone talking about having more than one, do you? It's not like someone's into like subordination, but
yeah.
they also like
Praised.
as well. That'd be weird,
Got
wouldn't
a
it?
praise kink.
They got both. They got both. You fucking scumbag. He's like, oh, and she goes, but I love you. And he goes, oh, mummy. Yeah, that is a. You never really get to fetishes. It's not like someone that's into pegging, but he's also into. I don't know. The guys that like being pegged also enjoy.
For?
You're the only one here, Nick. But I think your reaction your reaction spoke
You're
volumes.
a bit Pedro.
We've all seen you on that fetish dating app. Yeah, we're like someone that's. Is it possible that someone that likes being pegged is also into driving it into a woman, or is it just simply likes being pegged? Interesting stuff.
I'm
trying to think. Do I have
putting it
to?
I'm putting it on my list of things to ask Jeeves.
Does somebody love MILFs but also a paedophile? That'd be two conflicting. Not that being a paedophile's a fetish. I'm not saying that, but that'd be two conflicting
That's
ideas.
a bold
Wouldn't it?
statement to kick the year off with.
That'd be two conflicting ideologies. Let's say to keep it educated, keep it above board. Someone was into both of those things, wouldn't it? I guess you could be. Sometimes you like an older woman. Sometimes you like a younger. I won't say woman, but
Person.
person of child. Don't think the PLM movement's going to be taken off anytime soon. To be honest with you, no matter how hard you try.
I've done
Society,
next to
Nick.
nothing towards it. Don't turn up for
No,
the meetings.
You were pretty against the pedo hunters, so that could be interpreted as pro pedo.
They're exactly the type of people who would hunt me down just for that. So we've got chat logs and a podcast recording here of you slagging us off. What do you think to that? Yeah, stand by it, you nonce.
Yeah. So you must like fucking kids, then, if you don't like us. That would be subscribing to the thought process that you're not into kids just because you hunt paedophiles. And I'm not convinced by that. Okay, well, do you have anything else to say on Rip Ross's little Molly?
No,
Champagne?
wholesome. No? You have to get up earlier than that to catch me out. That was very wholesome, and I enjoyed it.
Okay. Here's one for you by somebody called Vibs. I don't know. It's just VYBZ Cartel. Vibs.
Oh, it's Vibes Cartel. It's Vibes.
Is it
Cartel.
Vibes Cartel?
They're one of the modern music acts that I've heard of through knowing other people.
Cartel. Imagine that. You got the sort of the meetings in South America, and they're like, yes, this is the Mexican cartel, like serious looking men there, the guns and that. Oh, this is the Argentinian, Chilean cartel. And then we're the vibes. We want to keep the vibe good, everyone. We just need to keep the vibe good. We got rainbow banners and glitter. Yeah. There's no reason why drug running should be sad.
Cheese, pineapple, and a little spring onion. What more can you want? Vibes.
I can imagine GB News going, this is outrageous. We want our cartels to be drug running murderers. Look at the Vibes Cartel.
These woke cartels.
These woke cartels coming in. Taking over our drug industries. So yeah, Vibes Cartel with a song called Yeah Love. Not yeah, yeah. YUH. I know, they said two words that I don't understand already. Vibs and yeah. Love from 2009, and the lyric is "You move me like epilepsy." That one's got you.
But at the same time, if I was dating a woman and she said that to me, I'd be like, oh, that'd be the nice. It's like that 50 Cent thing that I love you like a fat kid loves cake. And to some people, it's a funny lyric, but I'm just like, that's really sweet.
I thought you were going to say.
Wholesome.
I thought you were going to say then. To be fair though, if I was dating a woman who had epilepsy and I was shagging her, I'd shine a light in her face so she had a fit, so the orgasm would be better. That's genuinely what I thought you were going to say.
Take her to a Prodigy gig for the first date.
Yeah. You don't have to twirl your fingers if you finger it. Just does it itself. Auto.
And then when you finish, fill the bath up and chuck her in with your clothes. So you've got a free wash.
Yeah, I mean, is that a good thing? You move me like epilepsy, because the movement of epilepsy isn't. Yeah, but how does that a nice thing? Explain it to me. You just said it was a nice thing. I don't understand how it's a nice thing.
Yeah, but I don't get nice.
So what does he mean by you move me like you? Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. After the hell of a life you've had, yeah, I suppose that you could see that way.
If my dad had loved me more, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that time when your ex said live me you was like being in Auschwitz and you just lit up. Your eyes just lit up. Nicest thing anyone's ever said to you.
And she wouldn't wear the pajamas I got her.
But yeah, so it's a nice thing. So in your head, you move like epilepsy. So being moved, as in like, she moves you, her love moves you, but like it makes you feel something. Her love, is that what he means by that? But that thing is. Don't swallow your tongue. That's not usually how
me so much that someone has to fold up their coat and put it under the back of my head so that I don't suffer a traumatic brain injury.
I could
That
imagine
sort
that
of
in a
thing.
Sheeran song. Someone loves me like you. Fold up your coat and put it on the back of my head. I'm gonna go. He's
We
a
talk about
romantic
the
head.
sweet and sour.
I mean, yeah, I just don't understand. I don't really understand what the line means, to be quite honest with you. Like,
No,
I understand,
I
I
mean,
understand in his head what he's done is he's gone, well, what's a movement? What's a movement that's a bit, epilepsy? Oh, that's interesting. But really, when you piece those two things together, I don't think the move for love, I assume that's what he means, you move me. Or is it like sexy? Is it sexy? Is it, she makes me so horny that in the bedroom I'm like, I'm having an epileptic fit?
which is an accident waiting to happen. Someone's going to call an ambulance at some point. If you're just going around
A
foaming at the
dying
mouth.
fish. You can't give good clitoral stimulation if you swallow in your tongue, really, can you? That's
No,
usually
yeah.
what. No, absolutely
That's
not.
why you don't see many porn stars with Parkinson's.
Oh, I don't know. He'd give a good hand job, I reckon. I don't think he's fought. I don't think the Vibes cartel have brought the right vibe to that song by bringing epilepsy into it. To be quite honest with you, as a cartel, it's disappointing. As the
If
official Vibes cartel,
if someone was to say something moved them, I'd be thinking of some like thoughtful piece of art, like music, a film, or something like that. So, like you move me like when I go on ITV2 and watch The Holiday. That would be more
to
fitting.
despair.
People like it apparently. I don't know. No, I'm thinking of The Notebook. I'm thinking of The Notebook. That's the one people
Yeah,
like.
yeah. To despair. But yeah, so that's that one. Yeah, it's a weird one. That is very. I thought it'd get a laugh out of you though. So we'll move on to the next one from Robin Thicke, classic track from 2013, Blurred Lines.
Oh, yeah. Which of his other tracks could it be?
Everyone was surprised that he was cheating on his wife. Like, what? He literally had
the least
naked
of his
supermodels in the video. So, you want to hug me? Hey, hey, hey. What rhymes with hug me? Hey, hey, hey.
Hug me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what rhymes with hug then? Because what annoyed me about this one was the amount of things that could rhyme with hug. So the fact that they even made that lyric is so irritating beyond belief.
And we know he wants you to say fuck, but the simple fact is that fuck does not rhyme with hug. That's
No,
an
I'm thinking
incontrovertible fact.
bug, tug. You want to hug me? No, I'd rather
What rhymes with hug?
tug me, thanks, if that's the options. You want to hug me like a cute little ladybug?
But my hands will be going places while you're hugging me,
Yes.
sniffing your hair.
Yes, by ladybug, I mean vagina.
Of course, yeah. I didn't
Yes.
even need to ask because I assumed.
Pests. Do you want to hug me and then we'll go on a tug boat? No, and it's embarrassing now if we can't think of loads of rhymes for tug. Then a hug, then he's got a point. You want to hug me like you'd hug a pug? Yeah, want to hug me like
Yeah,
you'd
no,
hug a
sure.
pygmy? That kind of work.
See that yeah. There's,
You want to hug me
what's
on
the-
top of this beautiful rug?
Do you want to shrug me off and then make complaints about me in the press a couple of years later when it all emerges about just how creepy I am? That sort of thing.
Yes, that did happen. You want to hug me? No, you're fugly. To be hip. Well, that was hip 15 years ago. But, and I said
That's what
hip
happens
for some reason.
When he hit on Daphne and Celeste at that really awkward party that they were inexplicably invited to.
Jug? You want to hug me? Because I want to feel your jugs against me.
Yes.
Yeah, that got me a sexual complaint at the office Christmas party. So,
Just don't think people expected you to have jugs, Dan, to be honest. I think that was the issue.
yeah, well, yeah, that bastard's not working there anymore.
Well, I expected jugs that were the problem.
Jugs of margarita, because I'm a cool boss.
I'm a party dog.
You want to hug me? I feel like he's won this because now we've not got anything better.
Whatever say. It's 2024. We decided Robin.
We get
Thicke
thinking
has
then.
won.
We've got to come up with one lyric that's better than that, and then we win. You want to
Well, I'm
hug
gonna
me?
put him. I might put him on my celebrity death list for 2025, just so we don't feel he's won.
When we remember who he is by 2025, I think we
Yeah,
just brought him back into public consciousness.
Robin Thicke died. Meh.
Yeah, his dad was famous, I suppose. You want to hug me, or do you want to plug me? Plug in me.
Your strap on.
You want to hug me, or you want to plug in me, and then tug me with a reach around, baby?
Bit cumbersome compared to the lyrics they went for.
It will be cumbersome, I can tell you that.
I don't
Come
think
in-
the
come
14
in with some-
writers, everything. Pharrell got off lightly, didn't he?
Well, I don't think he cheated on on his wife. So
No, but he was involved in this creepy abomination of a song.
yeah, but I don't think anyone got cancelled because of the song. It was because he cheated on his wife. I think the song's still regarded as a good song. I've heard it out a lot.
Oh, I don't know, but a lot of I think mainly in America they won't play it on like college campuses at parties and stuff like that. It puts everyone off the gang rape, really. To be honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, we won't play Robin Thicke. He's a bit creepy, but we'll go to these frat parties and not ask any questions. Date rape capital of the world, frat parties. Don't play
say
any
no, you'll
songs
get
though.
shot.
Just don't play any songs. Yeah, ironically, he did blur the lines between his wife and other women.
The
What's
other women,
allowed in the
multiple.
marriage contract.
And
Yeah,
who
so
were
that
these women? Because he was a ridiculous-looking man.
I guess I say what I said to you a couple of weeks ago, Nick. Really?
No, I'd stand by
You
it.
want to go there? You want to go there? Really? With John Legend, now it's Robin Thicke.
Did you see
Glass
what Robin Thicke
houses.
would wear?
Dudes.
He was a strange fella. And I
mean,
think
well,
he was right.
Yeah, but I mean, the glass houses, stones things for A, you calling anyone weird looking, and B, you having to go at someone for sexual assault. I mean, there's just the hypocrisy flying around this place is astounding this evening. So are we giving him the win then? Because you haven't come up with a better lyric than hug. You're letting Robin Thicke win. Can't believe it.
Let's let him have this one.
You want to hug me, or you want to fill up your spunk in my mug? Me.
Yeah, he's won. He's won.
Yeah,
Let's
he's won.
just
He's won. Yeah.
accept it. He's
You want to
won.
hug me, or are you going to treat me like a mug? He. Okay, he's won. Next song is by our good friend. Well, a good friend. I don't know. It's not our good friend. It's not our
Friend
good
of
friend.
mine.
No, a guy called Lil Wayne with a song
Who's that
called
guy?
Emily. I don't think we did Lil Wayne before, have we? Have we
Don't
done
know, all
we
the
did
rap-
we,
all the
we
rap
did
was
Lil
listening to
Yachty
one.
once. I don't know if Lil Wayne was
Same
involved
person.
in one of the songs.
Same
but-
person, I'm assuming.
Racist. All the same to you, are they, Nick? Lil Wayne with a Millie from 2008. And the line is, I'm a venereal disease like a menstrual bleed.
That's not a that's not
Yeah.
a venereal disease.
Menstrual bleed isn't an STD. Lil Wayne does know that, doesn't he?
Oh, I don't feel like
did a woman
I don't
trick
feel like
him?
going out tonight. I've got my venereal disease coming on for the month.
Yeah, do you reckon he
Weirdo.
had a girlfriend that had chlamydia every month? One of the guys who shagged bears back, and he was like, "You got it again." She's like, "I've told you, women get it once every month. It's the time. When women say time of the month, it's when you get chlamydia. You got to flush out the toxins." He's like, "Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'll put that in one of my raps.
Good. Now I'll see you later. I'll fart again." Imagine if women did get one every month, and it was potluck. Like 1 month is just crabs, but then it's like, oh, it's December. I hope I don't get AIDS. That'll be a rough December. A month of AIDS. Ooh.
You'd be lonely this Christmas with AIDS.
Well, because if you get AIDS for a month in a cold month, then you got to be careful for pneumonia and stuff, haven't you? Really, yeah. But if you see it out though, crabs would be all right, wouldn't it? If you got crabs once a month, they're little pets at that point, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lie in bed scratching yourself.
Doesn't like that when they came
That's
around like,
fine.
oh, what's this? Is this your little? Do you have an ant farm or something? Oh, it's my crab farm. Yeah, I've had crabs so many times. It was just easier to just spoon them off into a cage.
All self-sustainable.
Yeah,
we-
they actually
we
power
made
that.
our
They
own
actually power the house.
crabs.
Running around that.
Sideways.
Can you get crabs any other way? Do you think? You get crabs from like a cheese toasty from a petrol station or something. Do you know what I mean? Not sure about that fella behind the counter.
Going to the doctor, it's like, have you had unprotected sex with any men or women in the last 6 months? No, and they go right down the list and check everything. It's like, did you have a cheese toasty at a petrol station? I did. Well, we've got to the root of that then.
Did you have a cheese toasty at a petrol station in Hull at 3 a.m. in the morning? I did actually.
Well, you need to take adequate precautions by not going to Hull.
Oh, is those sort of makeshift cheese toasties as well? Like when you get one from like a coffee shop or something, and it's just one of the, like Costa or something. It's just one of those pre-done cheese toasters that you just bang in a microwave basically for 30 seconds. Yeah, good way to get crabs. That. But I'm trying to think what he means. I'm a venereal disease, like a menstrual bleed. Does he mean he's such a venereal disease himself that he's going to be as rough as a menstrual bleed? Does he mean he's got so many venereal diseases that when he shags you, the amount of blood that just instantly comes out is just horrendous? The menstrual blood pouring out of you after he fucks you with his rotted dick.
I'm still
Like,
failing to see the correlation between the menstrual blood and everything else. In
He's-
a set of unnecessary lyrics, that is the most unnecessary addition ever.
His dick's like a
Leave
sort
it.
of pepperami that you've dropped under the couch and left for a year and found one day
What are that?
under the counter at a Shell petrol station in Holt. I don't know what he means by that, to be quite honest with you. He's basically saying, I'm a venereal disease like a menstrual bleed, so I'm so disease-like that you're going to be in so much pain that it's going to be like you menstruating. Don't know what he's going with there. I really don't know what he means there. Shall
It's
we
an
move on?
insult to the women who have pretty much painless menstrual cycles as well. What he's done there is
Yes.
assume that periods hurt for everyone and it's just unbearable for weeks.
Yeah.
When that
I mean,
isn't
I
the
think
case.
that's the lesser of his crimes there. I think sort of
yeah.
in any
I
sort of
just want to
inference
clear
of
up all of
venereal,
it.
clear up all of it. No,
They'll clear
it
up.
was
Bit
a
of
heavy
cream.
flow, mate.
Big cream and a mop.
Do you think women that have strong periods fucking hate when other women are like, oh, I just don't feel any,
Yeah.
I don't really feel any
Yeah.
pain. Like, oh, fuck off, you
Yeah.
cunt.
Yeah.
Hope you
wouldn't even know I
die,
was
slow
having
death.
one. One
Yeah,
drop.
just having one. Yeah. Well, you're such a cunt then. The next one I picked for you, Nick, is by a classic band Kiss with a song Burn Bitch Burn from 1984. And the
Sounds
lyric
lovely.
is, yes, it does sound nice, doesn't it? And the lyric is quite simply, oh babe, I want to put my log in your fireplace. I mean, as
I think
metaphors go.
log, I go to poo. I'm sorry. That's just what I'm going to do.
Yes, it's not the best metaphor, is it, for sex, log and fire? Because the penis as a log is poo. But the vagine as a fireplace is as a concept. He's saying it's hot, it's crackling, it's dangerous.
Don't
I'm
throw
turning
petrol
myself on
on
it. They might have nailed that one actually.
it.
Yeah. And he's putting it. I mean, you don't really throw your penis into a vagina in the way that you throw a log onto a fireplace, do you? You go like that quite carefully.
on.
You go like that, and you go onto it like that, the log, just to and sort of step back as you do it. But you don't put the penis in by just going and then stepping back immediately and going up just in
Defeats
case
the
anything
object.
hits you off. Yeah, very much just defeat the object. But yeah, there's a
I've
the
not got that
log.
much to work with in the first place. I can't go losing 3 inches in the jump. Bloody
Can you
hell.
imagine him writing that? Being like, I've got a great metaphor for a song here about sex. He's like, oh, what is it? God, it's pretty hot there. I want to put my log in your fireplace. We are really running out of ideas, aren't we?
As they're writing it, the drummer comes out the toilet. He's like, "Oh, I'd leave it 10 minutes before you go in there. I've just left one hell of a log," and then no one's picked up on it. Everyone's gone, "Yeah, this is good. We'll sign off on that."
Log in your fireplace.
And even if it was without the poo,
Actually, it's
thing,
fireplace, isn't it? So the vagina isn't just the flames; it's the whole fireplace. So the whole vaginal area is like a
Works.
fireplace, sort of.
picture with your kids on top of it.
Yeah, yeah, nice. An ornament on there.
Yeah. Well, he's a 70s rocker. He'll probably need that, to be honest. Probably give him an
Yeah.
extra few minutes.
Pubes will probably be singed if it is on fire, I'd imagine.
You'd expect so, yeah. Unless you go for the full
Mm.
dolphin.
That's true.
You have to.
Also-
but this is the era of 70s and 80s Bush, though, so I doubt that's the case.
That's true, yeah. So do you mean George Bush, the first George Bush, or do you
No,
mean
first,
the
first
yeah,
sitting,
okay. Thought you gone
the first
political
sitting
then.
president to be called George Bush.
Thought you
the
made a
Bush
foray
administration.
into late 80s, early 90s American politics there.
I want to make a film about the history of pubic hair and call it the Bush administration. Can we make that a
Nice.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm up for anything. We'll make it on my iPhone, it'll be fine.
Get Dick Cheney involved. Just rename.
Bush administration. Get Clinton involved just for his
He'll
crimes.
He'll be there anyway. He heard Bush and turned up with a cigar.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Clinton got out of that. They put the cigar up her fanny and then smoked it. What's anyone getting out of that apart from
Yeah.
a moistened tip?
I think he was very carefully trying to not leave any evidence that he'd actually done it, But what he accidentally did once, he jizzed on a dress once, and that was the sort of
That's
smoking
right.
gun, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was the O.J. Simpson's glove of this.
to be that careful
event.
that you won't fuck someone and then just let them walk out with your jizz on the
A
dress seems a
blue
bit.
dress as well.
Yeah, I think it's creepy that she kept it
Yeah.
because she wasn't immediately trying to get him in trouble. She was reluctant to. So why did she keep it anyway?
Should I get that dry cleaned? No, it might come up in the future.
No. Yeah, I feel like she kept it because occasionally, because she was quite besotted with him, sometimes on those lonely nights, she had a little sniff, rub, and lick. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there.
I'm surprised the Secret Service weren't all over that. Secret Surfers. Yeah. That's a whole different. That's sort of beach security. That would make a hell of a kids sort of 90s TV show, wouldn't it? The Secret Surfers. But the Secret Service wouldn't have been like. They should have had like com detector, shouldn't they? In there, like someone's getting out with the president's jizz. Running up with some baking soda. Secret Service agent in a bar out when he's older, and he's like, one of them was like, I took a bullet for the president once. Yeah, it was Ronald Reagan, assassination attempt, 1983. I took a bullet for the other one's like, I took a bullet for my president too. Who? Clinton. I didn't know Clinton had an assassination attempt. No, I quickly licked up his jizz off a dress before it was taken out of the White House. I saved a good man that day.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. I can see now why you like tequilas with a salted rim. Got a taste for it. 2 more. That went off in a weird place. Well, yes, let's go to another rock band for another weird metaphor about sex, Nick. It's AC/DC with Let Me Put My Love Into You from 1980. Let me put my love into you, babe. Let me cut my cake with your knife. Again, as metaphors go.
No sense.
No, I mean, should a knife ever be brought up when discussing the sexual arena anyway?
No, but if you did have to, if under threat of death,
Yes.
you had to use that
Quite
metaphor,
literally, perhaps.
you'd be using it for a cop. You would not be.
Yeah,
her
exactly.
knife.
Her knife in your cake. Pegging?
It's going to have to be, isn't it?
It sounds like he likes. I think he's accidentally made it sound like he likes it up the shaft. Up the shaft? Ooh, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
But this
Straight at the shaft.
Oh,
That's a whole new
a
pegging.
thing. That's the thing, and it turns out there's a name for it, and there's a subreddit for it. Don't accidentally go on that subreddit, whatever you do. It's horrible. Genuinely, people like putting stuff down their piss hole.
Do you find it easy to moderate or
Masturbate or moderate?
both? And either or. The knife is very phallic symbol, and a cake is very feminine, isn't it? He's got that the wrong way around, hasn't he? Unless he means like, let me cut my cake with, as in like, let me cut a slice of my, let me cut a slice of my, with your knife, baby.
Cut,
none of it makes sense, does it?
Like
Yeah, cut, knife. It's not sexy, is it? Even cake, really, for being honest. Cake.
And we've not even got on to one of my most hated things in music is the overuse of people using love to mean cock.
It was the 80s, wasn't it? 80s rock.
Yeah.
We've got to let me put my love into you, babe. It's a bit, let me put my love into you. It's very, very creepy cult leader, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very like, I'm going to put my love into you using my phallic device from God.
Use my phallic knife.
I can tell that's not your first rodeo, Dan. Let me follow them to you, babe. Let me cut my cake with your knife. Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to say. I assume he means. I'm assuming the only way that it can make sense is that cutting his cake is having an orgasm, and her knife is vagina.
Well,
So
I'm
let him
definitely
have an
done with the
orgasm
Bake Off.
using her knife. So
Don't
Let's
listen
have
to
it.
Paul Hollywood reaching climax.
But if you're going to let Noel Fielding in through the door, then you got what are you going to do?
Imagine that there's a show where Paul Hollywood isn't the most creepy one on it. Mad, innit?
The Greg Wallace of Channel 4. So let's moving away from 80s rock, we'll go to a non-controversial artist. So a song from 1997 called "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down" by P Diddy. Don't think
Oh, good.
anything. No,
Good.
nothing about him.
No, nothing's coming up.
No, nothing's coming up. No. The lyric is "Young, black, and famous, with money hanging out the anus."
Sorry, what?
Young, black, and famous, with money hanging out the anus.
I mean, if the money's hanging out of your anus, probably should have used one of your 18 million bottles of baby oil and like proper shoved it
You
up
wouldn't be able
there.
to use the notes again, would you? With all that baby oil, it'd be soggy. Wouldn't be able
You
to
would with
use
the new
they
ones
would-
though. The
Do
new
you think
notes
so?
should be all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but very
What?
slippy to keep hold of afterwards.
But imagine being. Oh, I've just thought as if the Diddy Party thing couldn't get sinister enough as it was. But imagine getting off with a bit
Sinister
of
or
coke.
sexy to? Sexy to sounds
A
like
little from column A, a little from column B. But
sounds like a
imagine
horrible place in England, doesn't
imagine you're on a Diddy party and someone brings the tray of cocaine round, and then there's a rolled up note there.
it?
And you're like, oh, it stinks of shit. This. Oh well.
I think the fact that it
Ooh.
would slide right up your nostril from all the baby oil would be the first indication. Just paper cut. But yeah, young with money hanging out the anus. So, is this something you'd like to do? Do you think? Do you think you'd like to roll up notes and shove them up young, black, and famous
I
people?
mean, he's into everything else, isn't he? There's a definite power dynamic there.
Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing that he won't do apparently. So why not? Why not throw
Me-
money up anuses? Like a
Meanwhile, you turn up
ATM.
at the same party with a big bag full of change and try and do the same thing.
Do you reckon he rolls like he spends all day sort of shoving notes up young black people's arseholes? So just
Get
to
bored,
the
won't
point. And then he at the party he goes, "Hey, I got a surprise for one. Come over here." And he goes, "Do you need any money?" Like what? He's like, "I got some money for you." Yeah. He goes up and then like an ATM, he's like, you go, "Put the pin in." He's put a little keyboard on the back. He's like, "Put the pin in." He's like, "Doot, doot, doot." And he just goes has to go. Just slides out. It takes it out, and they all love it.
I was party last night. You'll never guess what P Diddy's into.
Peter Diddy. Yeah, logistically, money hanging out the anus, pretty hard, pretty uncomfortable. Also, we're assuming it's notes. It could be coins. Could be like
It's
just
a
pushing
big
coins
bag,
up
big
there.
bag of
just-
2p's. It's like one of them things they have at Blackpool, the tipping point thing.
He has them hanging over each other. His anus is out. But yeah, can't nobody hold me
There's
down.
an iPhone
P.
up there
Diddy.
as well. You can win. You can win that. If it all falls right, you can win the iPhone. Imagine getting
Yeah,
that
but
up there.
he forgot about the iPhone, didn't he? That's where all the crumbled when they took that to the FBI. P Diddy, can't nobody hold me down apart from, I imagine,
The feds.
the arse rapists in prison that will be doing so. Might not mind it actually. I don't know what he's into.
No, it'd be like this is meant to be a punishment.
Do you think? Genuine question. Do you think the sales of baby oil will take a hit now that he's locked up? Do you think the baby oil industry is quaking in its boots? And we're
Big
gonna
baby
the
oil,
shareholders.
yeah.
The shareholders of Johnson's are going, "Oh fucking hell! People having kids is going down. P Diddy's in prison. Where are we gonna sell all the baby oil?"
Well, it's Johnson and Johnson, isn't it? So I reckon they're gonna have a split.
yeah.
It's gonna be like Adidas, like how
Johnson and
two
Johnson's.
brothers, and they fell apart, and then you had Adidas and Reebok with the two. Maybe that's what's gonna happen here. You have Johnson.
Can you
and
make
have
two different
Johnson.
types of baby oil?
It's all much of a muchness, isn't it?
I think putting baby oil on Johnson's was part of the problem that P Diddy's got indicted for. To be quite honest with you, Johnson and Johnson's.
If you put Johnson on the label, I'm only gonna do one thing with it, aren't I?
Yeah, it's got to almost. The next lyric I brought for you, Nick, is by a band that we've recently done for the first time, but they haven't just got that content with the one creepy sexual lyric about underage girls, Nick. It's the Rolling Stones with "Stray Cat Blues" from 1968, and the line is. Bear in mind, we just did a song, didn't we? About that. Well, that wasn't weird, was it? That was their attempt at the race song. Yeah, the race song. Yeah, but
Yeah,
much like all the
Will was asking
other.
for that.
But don't worry, they've decided to do 170s underage hit like we've had before with people like Rod. The lyric is from Stray Cat Blues. "I can see that you're 15 years old. No, I don't want your ID, and I can see that you're so far from home. But that's no hanging matter. It's no capital crime." That's a good
Oh.
justification for it, isn't it? So basically, what Mick's saying there is, well, I can tell you're 15. she's like, I'm not going to check your ID. It's, knowledge is porridge.
Wink, wink.
I'm not gonna. What you don't know
I'm
can't
steering
hurt
your
you.
porridge in about half an hour's time, love.
And you know what? Even if I do it, and even if I do get caught, it's no hanging matter, is it? It's no capital crime. I'm gonna do it. Probably just a little Mick. Ooh.
What do you like?
I mean, it's one of the boldest 70s, 60s pedo lines that we've had so far, isn't it? With that sort of admitting, yes, she's 15, and yes, I don't care. I don't want to see your ID, and I don't care because it's not even punishable by law by that bad a crime, that bad a term in prison. So, fuck it, eh?
More for drug possession these days.
Yeah, that was Mick Jagger's justification for sleeping with underage girls was the punishment doesn't fit the crime, so fuck it.
Very Oscar Wilde, isn't it?
Yeah. I've nothing to declare but my paedophilia. Oh, good old Mick, eh? Good old Mick. It's going to the 90s, Nick, 1992, with a band called, an artist called Snap, with Rhythm is a Dancer. And the line is, I'm serious as cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer.
Now, at that time, I'd say AIDS was the serious one at that time, but that doesn't rhyme.
I think
with
cancer was
dancer,
pretty
does it?
serious then as well, though. I'm as serious as AIDS when I say it's only for gays.
Had like 10 years of AIDS scaremongering. Freddie Mercury had just become like the first famous person to openly have AIDS and die of it. So I think cancer was,
Openly have
cancer was
AIDS.
still serious then.
Say that like it's like there's all these closet AIDS. It's all right. He's straight. He's got AIDS. I've got the gay AIDS. All right.
It's like from a woman. It's fine.
Imagine a doctor giving you that news the other way around. So he like comes in and he's like, "I'm as serious as rhythm is to the dancer when I say that you've got cancer." Just trying to lighten the mood. Trying to avoid the crying if I can. That'll be what the Jive Cartel would do, wouldn't it?
Vibes Cartel, Dan. Get their name right or they'll come for it.
Jive Cartel. Jesus.
That's completely different.
The
That's the house
Jive
band on
Cartel.
Strictly.
The Jive Cartel. Fuck me. There's a line in sort of a fun dance and she's like, rhythm is a dancer. Rhythm is a dancer. And I was like, I'm as serious as cancer. Like, it just spoils the mood a bit, doesn't it? There's a way you want to go with that. As serious as cancer. Well, it is quite serious, to be fair, so she's getting a point across, I guess. Okay, so it's staying in the 90s. A song from 1998 called Feel It by Tempera featuring Maya. And the line quite simply is,
Oh, classic. Yeah. I know what this is going to be.
what's she going to look like with a chimney on her?
My thoughts immediately go to poor Trisha in Emmerdale, who was killed during a storm when the pub chimney fell on her head.
Or Marlon.
He's had a terrible time at Marlon. He had a stroke a couple of years ago. I mean, I'd have been having one when she was lying there dead, first
Yeah,
and foremost. But
If you are going to stay in a place where the crime rate, death rate, and sort of illness rate is astronomical, then you've only got
it's
yourself
not-
to blame,
not-
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check the stats before you move somewhere. Chimney. What's she going to look like with a chimney on her? Chimney? Is that a metaphor for dick? What's she going to have a chimney on her? Or is it a shit? Because
find out.
for some reason, when he said what's she going to have a chimney on her, I imagined a steaming turd on her. For some reason.
Well, this is all very surprising. The song is actually about a cheating boyfriend, and so she's referring to the other woman, and she's basically saying, "I'm going to drop a house on that bitch." Just say that.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Very much like the Wizard of Oz. That's what all the notes here are saying. Yeah. Oh, links into
New
Wicked.
hit musical
Sponsors of
available at the
Liquor and
cinema
Lyrics.
starring Ariana Grande. This Christmas with the family.
Yes,
So-
it's definitely a Wizard of Oz reference. Yeah.
Oh right, I just assumed it meant shit or massive cock, coal and the chimney, the smoke coming out of it, just a big cock, little
Yeah,
boy
go
stuck
take
in
off
it.
again.
Cock.
Got a chimney sweep up there.
Yeah.
Clean out
Chimney
the
sweeping
urethra.
at chimney sweep at P Diddy's house was a whole different thing, wasn't it? chimney, rub baby oil on me. Oh what a life. for P Diddy and me. So yeah. Okay, well you saw that then. So it's quite simply she wants to throw a house on her. Bit ash. As as threats go, it's a bit lame though, isn't it? It's like a threat to someone like she go like, "You fuck off, stay away from my man." And she's like, "You know, you're gonna look like a chimney on you." What? You look like a chimney on you? I'm gonna drop a house on you. Why would you drop a house on me? It's a reference to 1942 hit Wizard of Oz starring. And I'm getting, well, you know, when they drop the house on the witch, and what's she gonna look like then? She's like,
I've not
oh,
seen
right,
it.
okay.
You've not seen it?
You've not seen the
Well,
Wizard of Oz? You
we've got
really
We're
should. It's a
Doing
great
Tonight.
film. Yeah.
Come round. You're not bringing him though.
Come round. Oh, we can go to the cinema and see the hit film version of the musical starring Ariana Grande. Available at all good Cineworlds and Odeons.
And some rubbish ones as well.
And some rubbish ones, yeah. So now this is the last lyric of the evening, Nick, on this New Year's Eve, and we can go out and party. And it's from, we've moved up all the way to 2003 with Nickelback with a song called Figured You Out.
Sorry, there's other Nickelback songs apart from the two that everyone knows.
Oh yeah, and this is where they hide the really bad lyrics. I like your pants around your feet, and I like the dirt that's on your knees. And I like the way you still say please while you're... I don't know why I'm reading it like a children's nursery rhyme. I like your pants around your feet, and I like the dirt that's on your knees. And I like the way you still say please while you're looking up at me.
I mean, I'm immediately picturing...
That's not it, by the way.
That's not a bad thing.
Yes, of course, yeah. Oh, but there's one last one there, because he says, I like your pants around your feet, and I like the dirt that's on your knees, and I like the way you still say please while you're looking up at me. You're like my favourite damn disease.
Oh, don't bring the venereals into it again.
Yeah, again.
Damn disease.
What's your favourite disease, Nick?
Favourite disease? Mumps.
Mumps?
Yeah, mumps. Something funny about it, isn't there?
Mumps. Yeah, I suppose my
Don't
favourite
really
disease
have it over
would
here,
be...
mumps, do you? Well, bloody vaccines.
I think we call it something else.
Vaccines in our bodies stopping us from getting diseases that would have killed us hundreds of years ago.
Bubonic plague? Quite like that.
Not just a plague, the bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague. I think there's some parts of England that could do with a resurgence in that, I think.
Yeah,
Let's just...
pretty much the same places that suffered from it last time.
Yeah. Let's just go sort of anywhere. Where is it that Farage is the MP for? Let's just do a test run of releasing bubonic plague on that.
Well,
village,
you're not going to get him though. That's the problem because he's
'cause
never there.
Yeah. Way political satire again.
When I was at secondary school, we went on a school trip to some plague village. And I was so annoyed that
what do
we
you
were
mean?
going there.
Like an old plague village or one that's had the plague live at the minute?
No. Well,
your mum and dad really didn't love you.
But yeah. When the school said we're going there next week, I was like, but why? And like, it was one of the main plague villages. Like, yeah, but it's not now. There's not going to be any people who survived it there to tell you the story. It's not like if you go to something war themed and there'll be someone who fought in World War II to tell you about it. Like the
First
air raid
of all,
shells or something. There'll be a war man there.
But first of all, like it's a theme park. The plague village is like it's not even active.
It's
like the guide was like, this is the #1 plague village in England. Actually, he's got and second of all, they're not war themed. They're things where war happened. And you go and visit them. When I went to France to be in the trenches, it wasn't like a theme park version where you just see what it was like.
You just sat there writing a poem.
And it wasn't someone that was in the war that took us around. It was a bloke that went just as I was walking through the trench. He went, and there are still some active mines, so be careful. And I went, what? What do you mean be careful? How am I supposed to know? Am I supposed to know this? This seems wildly dangerous. Just be careful. Just step around anything that looks like it could be a bit miney in a trench full of metal and bits of mud and dirt stuck up from the ground. Just use your instincts. Go with your instincts.
I mean, I personally find there was a point at which, if you'd not told me it was Nickelback, I'd have thought, oh, quite sexy lyrics then. But then I thought of a man looking like the guy from Nickelback and having the lack of talent of the guy from Nickelback getting to say those things to Avril Lavigne, and that upsets me. Are you on commission from Chad Kroeger tonight as well as Wicked? But Dan, when you do the podcast tonight, I just really want everyone to know my name.
He asked me to remind you. He asked me to remind you. He asked me to remind you because he is a rock star.
And do you have
And
any
a
more
hero
Nickelback
of mine.
songs?
And a hero of mine.
There we go. That's
There
the
we
one.
go.
That was yeah.
It's
Which
the
isn't even
full-
Nickelback.
But yeah, like your pants around your feet and like the dirt on your knees. I don't understand why you don't. Is he shagging her from behind? Because here's the thing. At first I thought pants around her feet. Oh, he's fucking her. And then dirt on her knees, and I thought, well, she's not giving him a blowjob, and knickers are down, so he's doing it from behind if there's dirt on her knees. But then he said, and the way you still say please while you're looking up at me, but she can't look up at him if he's doing it from behind. So I don't understand what sexual position they're doing.
I think it's outdoor oral sex, or
Yeah,
other
no,
option.
but then why was she took her knickers off for oral sex?
Very good point, Dan. Very good point. It's a question I've been asking myself.
I mean,
for
to be
years.
honest, in the heat of the moment, it's not like if I was outside of a woman and she took her knickers off and then she took me off, I'd go, I don't understand why you've taken your knickers off, love.
Yeah,
Just logistically, it makes no sense. You get dirt up there. I'm not going up there after that. Yeah, you know, my favourite damn disease. There you go. Why is it always you? Because what they're trying to say with those lyrics is they're like, oh, you're so hot that you're like a disease, you've infected me. But that's not sexy, is it? To go. But I love when people say that, like, oh, you're like a disease, you're like my infection. Like, what? I make you ill to the point where you die without medical intervention? Ooh, get your knickers off. I'm into it.
If you've enjoyed the show, then please like, rate, review, and follow to help push us up the charts. Get in touch with us at any of the links in the episode description, or email liquorandlyrics@gmail.com.
Well, that's it. I'm out of lyrics, so it's time to
Jack
count in the
Marry
new year, Nick.
Kill.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Trump set off a nuclear bomb already in January.
Oh, it was a good year while it lasted.
I thought it was the good countdown, not the bad countdown.
But King Charles has died.
Actually, do
so
people count down when
hooray.
they're setting off a nuclear bomb? Do people do that? Like it's NASA
Doing the
launching a
films.
spaceship, like he's like 10, 9, 8, 7 as he
All the
mercilessly
cheerleaders.
bombs an entire country. What you do with Donald Trump is they should to stop him from ever setting off a bomb. They should put one of the keys for the nuclear code under his wig and just see what he chooses. Is he more hateful or would he rip his hair off? Like what's his? I think is he too vain to go there, or even if he's really mad?
Would he rip his? Would he display to the world that he's bald just to be able to kill some Mexicans?
Yeah, I don't think he would. I don't think he's a man of his convictions like that.
No. Convictions,
No.
interesting word.
Yes, he's a man of his convictions, yeah. Right, it's all gone political on New Year's Eve next. People just want to go party with the pants around the feet and dirt on the knees, like a venereal disease.
It's time to spin the wheel to find out what song we're going to be kicking off episode 49 with, and more importantly, what song we're going to be kicking off the year 2025, year of our Lord, with. So let's spin the wheel of mayhem.
It's Tuesday the 14th of January. We'll be back, everyone. Next week off because of the schedule. We're storming back with Lollipop by Lil Wayne. So we're doing we mentioned Lil Wayne in this episode, and now we're doing a full Lil Wayne song.
It's come round.
So there you go. It's come. The
Sure as
time
eggs
has
is
come.
eggs. Thank you to everyone who's listened throughout the year. Thank you to the people who've told people about it. Thank you to the people who've not told people about it, but secretly tell people about it. Done? That's the admin.
Yeah. I hope you all break in the new year by getting a venereal disease or popping a chimney on a woman's chest if you're into that.
Or by
Or
maybe
cutting
like
a cake with a knife or whatever.
right. Say goodbye to the lovely listeners, Dan.
Bye. Throw a log on the fire.
And more importantly, all the best for the new year. That's what people say, innit? Even though they don't mean it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it because it'll just be disingenuous and they all know
I
it.
don't think I've ever meant it when I've said all the best for the new year to anyone. In fact, the
Yeah,
more
especially
I dislike them, the more likely I am to say that.
Especially not the scum that listen to this. So, Happy New Year, everyone!
Yeah, have a terrible new year, everyone. Here's to more of the same in 2025.